Hello, I'm Sharon Taylor, founder and CEO of the Business Vision and Development Center. Let's chat. What's the tea? We're talking all things business. And welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something I see holding back way too many small business owners, the myth of perfect timing. Let me ask you this. How long have you been saying, I'll start my business when? When the economy improves, when I have more savings, when I find the perfect partner, when I feel more confident? If that sounds familiar, this video is specifically for you. I'm going to show you why waiting for perfect conditions is the biggest trap for entrepreneurs and give you actionable steps to start moving forward today. First, let's talk about the perfection trap. Here's the truth that successful entrepreneurs understand. Perfect timing doesn't exist. Perfect circumstances don't exist. And the perfect business plan, that definitely doesn't exist. So let me share a story. When Miss Carter started her graphic design business in 2020, the timing seemed terrible. The economy was uncertain. Clients were cutting budgets, and she had just enough savings for 3 months. But she started anyway. Today, her agency employs 6 people and serves clients internationally. Why? Because she understood something crucial. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to take the first step. Consider these facts. Most successful entrepreneurs report they weren't ready when they started. I certainly didn't feel ready. 76% of business owners said they would have benefited from starting sooner. And every business plan changes significantly within the first year. And let me tell you, I can attest to that. All of these 3 things were my circumstances when I first launched my business. So think about it. Amazon started as an online bookstore. Twitter began as a podcasting and network. Instagram was originally a check-in app called Bourbon, and that's Burbn. None of these companies waited for the perfect plan before launching. The reality is that business is always an iterative process. You learn by doing, not by planning endlessly. And I'm going to give you a personal example. In the beginning, I created and went into Canva and wrote incessantly and ruminated over everything. And finally, my brand manager and my mentor and my business strategist, Lucy of Toluca Studio, said, you have to start the business. You can't just keep creating documents. You have to launch. And I did. And I'm glad that she spoke the way that she did, because Lord knows I'd probably still be creating flyers in Canva. So I want you to consider the cost of waiting. Just being cautious, you might say. What's wrong with waiting until I'm prepared? Let me break down the real cost of waiting for that perfect moment. First, there's opportunity cost. Every day you wait is a day you're not building your customer base, learning crucial lessons about your market, establishing your brand, But most importantly, you're not generating any revenue. Second, market conditions change constantly. That perfect timing you're waiting for might never arrive. And while you wait, someone else is already serving your customers. That is so true. I have had clients who had a really great idea, but while they were waiting for the perfect timing, somebody swooped in, took their idea, and now have implemented it and moved on. Third, and most importantly, waiting breeds more waiting. It becomes a habit. The longer you wait to start, the more reasons you'll find to keep waiting. I've mentored dozens of entrepreneurs, and I've never heard anyone say, I wish I'd waited longer to start my business. But I've heard countless people say, I wish I'd started sooner. I want you to remember this, that done is better than perfect. An imperfect business that exists can be improved. A perfect business plan that never launches is just an expensive piece of scratch paper. Now, here's how to start imperfectly. So, how do you break the perfection paralysis? Let me give you a framework. Identify your minimum viable offering. What's the simplest version of your product or service that provides value? Start there. You can add features or expand services later. Set a non-negotiable launch date. Put it on your calendar, tell your friends, make a public commitment. Nothing pushes progress like a deadline. Follow the 80-20. Focus on the 20% of tasks that will get you 80% of the results. Perfect logo design, not in the 20%. Talking to potential customers, definitely in the 20%. Embrace good enough for now. Your first website won't be perfect. Your first product will have flaws. That's not just okay, it's necessary. You need real world feedback to improve. Each year, I review my website, give it a little tweak, give it an update, add some videos or something to it. So in the beginning, it was good enough for then. It's even good enough for now, but I keep striving to make it better. Start with a single customer. You don't need 100 clients to launch. How would you even get them? Find one person willing to pay for your solution, learn from them, then find the next one. I also want to remind you that word of mouth is key. When you get their first customer, you pour into them. They in turn will pour into you and spread the word. So remember that customer service, word of mouth is key. Remember, every successful business you admire started as an imperfect version of what it is today. The difference between dreamers and entrepreneurs is simply this. Entrepreneurs start before they feel ready. Let me give you some real world examples of businesses that started imperfectly. Spanx. Sarah Blakely started with $5,000 and no experience in retail or manufacturing. She cut the feet off her pantyhose and created a prototype herself. Today, Spanx is worth over $1 billion. Airbnb. The founders couldn't pay their rent, so they put air mattresses on their living room floor and charged people to stay there during a design conference. Their first website was basic, their concept was unproven, but they started anyway. You know where Airbnb is taking off, right? Square. Those of us who are in the entrepreneurship space is familiar with Square. Their first card reader prototype was held together with rubber bands and tape. It worked just well enough to demonstrate the concept, which was all they needed to get initial funding. In the toughest economic times, businesses that solve real problems succeed. During the 2008 recession, companies like Uber, Venmo, and WhatsApp all launched and thrived. Not because timing was perfect, because they addressed genuine needs. Your business doesn't need perfect conditions. It needs a problem to solve and your commitment to solving it. So what's your next step? Here's what I want you to do right now. Write down the simplest version of your business idea that could work. Identify 3 actions you can take this week, not next month, this week to move forward. Set a specific launch date within the next 90 days. And if you're ready for guidance on this journey, the BVD Center is here to help. We specialize in turning imperfect ideas into entrepreneurship. Visit www.thebvdcenter.org and click the Get Started button for a free 30-minute strategy session. We've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you move from planning to action. Remember, the perfect time to start your business was yesterday. The second best time is today. Don't let perfectionism rob you of the business you could be building right now. Take that imperfect first step. It's the only way forward. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button. Share it with a friend who's been waiting too long to start their business, and subscribe for more practical entrepreneurship advice. Drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway or the action step you're committing to this week. I read every comment and respond personally. So until next time, stop waiting, and start building that business. See you on the other side. Like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.